Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to be discussing about the third factor of production, capital. So, in the previous session, we have already started what is actually the capital. We have been started and a different classification of capital also. The classification of capital also we have been discussed here. So, let us know what is actually the capital means what here. Capital means what actually. What are the different classification of capital also we have been discussed here. So, today let us discuss about the importance of capital here. Importance of capital. Next one is what here? The capital topic has not finished. Now we are going to be discussing here. So here that the importance of capital. So what is actually the importance of the capital here? So let us point out the importance of the capital in briefly here. So the first one, capital plays a very vital role in the economic development. Capital is going to be playing a very vital in the sense what here? Very key important role is going to be playing by the capital in our economic development here. Economic development. Our economy has to develop means we need the more of the capital here. We need the more of the capital. So that much we can develop our country here. So the production without the capital is almost impossible here. Production of anything without the capital is always impossible only. Almost all the cases impossible. Isn't it or not? To produce any goods or services, we need the capital compulsory here. Without the capital, we cannot produce any goods or services here. Capital లేకుండా మూలధనం లేకుండా మనం ఏ వస్తువు సేవను కూడా తయారు చేయలేము. ఆల్మోస్ట్ ఆల్ ఇది ఇంపాసిబుల్ అంటే అసలే చేయలేము అని అర్థమవుతుందా. And then the second one here. So the efficiency and productivity of workforce. The efficiency and productivity of workforce. The efficiency and productivity of workforce will depend upon the capital which provides machinery and tools, so the greater the capital per worker, the greater the capital worker, the greater the efficiency, and the productivity of the workers here. So this leads to more production. This leads to of what here? More of the production here. So the efficiency and productivity of worker, the efficiency and productivity of the workforce, will be depend upon the capital and which provides the machinery and tools here. సో ఎంత ఎక్కువ క్యాపిటల్ పెడితే అంత ప్రొడక్టివిటీ వర్క్ ఫోర్స్ అనేది అంత ఎక్కువగా ఇంక్రీజ్ అవ్వడం అనేది జరుగుతుంది. సో ద గ్రేటర్ ద క్యాపిటల్ పర్ వర్కర్, ద గ్రేటర్ ద ఎఫిషియన్సీ, గ్రేటర్ ద క్యాపిటల్ పర్ వర్కర్. మూలధనం ఎంత ఎక్కువ ఖర్చు పెడితే ఉపయోగపోయినా అంత ఎక్కువ మనకి ఎఫిషియన్సీ అండ్ ద ప్రొడక్టివిటీ ఆఫ్ ద వర్కర్ విల్ బి ఇంక్రీజింగ్ హియర్ అండ్ దిస్ లీడ్స్ టు మోర్ ఆఫ్ ద ప్రొడక్షన్ హియర్. హిస్ ఎఫిషియన్సీ అండ్ స్కిల్స్ విల్ బి ఇంక్రీజింగ్, ద ప్రొడక్షన్ లెవెల్స్ విల్ బి ఆటోమేటికలీ ఇంక్రీజింగ్ ఆర్ నాట్ హియర్. ఇప్పుడు మీ ఫాదర్ నేను ఒక కాలేజ్లో మంచి కాలేజ్లో జాయిన్ చేయాలనుకున్నాను. ఫీజు ఎంత ఎక్కువ కట్టే ఫీజు అంటే ఏంటి? నువ్వు ఎంత అంటే నీకు అన్ని సదుపాయాలు కల్పిస్తే అంత ఎక్కువ బాగా చదువుతావు. ఏ సదుపాయం లేకపోతే బాగా చదువుకోగలుగుతావు, చదువుకోలేవు. ఇక్కడ కూడా అంతే. సో ద ఎఫిషియన్సీ విల్ బి ఇంక్రీజింగ్. మోర్ ద క్యాపిటల్ విల్ ఇంక్రీజ్, ద ఎఫిషియన్సీ లెవెల్స్ విల్ బి ఆల్సో ఇంక్రీజ్. ద ఎఫిషియన్సీ హ్యాస్ బీన్ ఇంక్రీజ్, ప్రొడక్షన్ లెవెల్స్ విల్ బి ఇంక్రీజ్. అంటే ఏంటి? నీ స్కిల్స్ నాలెడ్జ్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అయ్యే కొద్దీ నీ మార్క్స్ కూడా ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతాయి అక్కడ. దట్ ఉద్దేశం. So here that it promotes the technological progress here. It promotes the technological progress. It is going capital promotes the technological progress. టెక్నాలజీని కొనుక్కోగలుగుతాం మనం. మన దగ్గర ఎంత డబ్బు ఉంటే అంత ఎక్కువ టెక్నాలజీని మనము వాడచ్చు. Then here that it helps in the creation of more employment opportunities. It helps in the creation of more employment opportunity. ఎంత ఎక్కువ క్యాపిటల్ ఉంటే అంత ఎక్కువ మూలధనం పెట్టి ఎంత ఎక్కువ మంది కంటే అంత ఎక్కువ మందికి ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ ఆపర్చునిటీస్ని మనము ప్రొవైడ్ చేయగలుగుతాము. అవునా కాదా? ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ ఆపర్చునిటీ జాబ్స్ ఎక్కువగా ఇవ్వగలుగుతాం. పెద్ద కంపెనీని స్టార్ట్ చేస్తే ఎక్కువ మందికి జాబ్స్ వస్తాయి, చిన్న కంపెనీని స్టార్ట్ చేస్తే తక్కువ మందికి. అంటే క్యాపిటల్ ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్ ఎంత ఎక్కువ పెడితే అంత ఎక్కువ జాబ్స్ ఆపర్చునిటీ అనేది ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది. ఎంత తక్కువ క్యాపిటల్ ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్ పెడితే అంత తక్కువ ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ ఆపర్చునిటీస్ అనేది ప్రొవైడ్ చేయగలుగుతాం. దీస్ ఆర్ ద ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఆఫ్ ద క్యాపిటల్ హియర్. దీస్ ఆర్ ద డిఫరెంట్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఆఫ్ ద క్యాపిటల్ హియర్. హౌ వీ హ్యావ్ టు ఫార్మ్ ద క్యాపిటల్ హియర్ అంటే క్యాపిటల్ ఎలా సమకూర్చుకోవాలి, మూలధనాన్ని ఏ విధంగా సమకూర్చుకోవాలి. How we have to form the capital formation. The next one is what here? Capital formation. The next one is what actually here? Capital formation. ఏ విధంగా మూలధనాన్ని సమకూర్చుకోవాలి. ప్రజెంట్ ఏ విధంగా మూలధనాన్ని మనము సమకూర్చుకుంటాం. క్యాపిటల్ ఫార్మేషన్. సో క్యాపిటల్ ఫార్మేషన్ డినోట్స్ capital formation denotes increase in the stock of real capital. Capital formation denotes increase in the stock of real capital, increase in the stock of real capital in a country, increase in the stock of real capital in a country. Real capital in the sense what here? Physical goods. Physical goods will be increasing here. So here that the organization that mainly, in other words, capital formation involves making of more capital goods. Making of capital formation involves of what here? Making of more capital goods such as machines, tools, transport equipment, and electricity, etc., which are used for the further production of goods here. The goods which are we are going to be using for the further production of other goods is called it as and what here? Capital goods. So here capital goods, the further production of the other goods. What goods we are going to be, the goods which are used for the further production of other goods is called it as an capital goods here. అంటే ఏ వస్తువులను అయితే మనము ఇతర వస్తువుల్ని తయారు చేయడానికి వాడుతున్నామో వాటిని ఏమంటున్నాం ఇక్కడ? క్యాపిటల్ గూడ్స్ అని అంటున్నాం. ఏ వస్తువులను అయితే మనం ఇతర వస్తువుల్ని తయారు చేయడానికి వాడుతున్నామో వాటిని క్యాపిటల్ గూడ్స్ అని అంటున్నాం. సో ద క్యాపిటల్ గూడ్స్ ఆర్ దోస్ గూడ్స్ విచ్ కెన్ బి యూజ్డ్ ఫర్ ద ఫర్దర్ ప్రొడక్షన్ ఆఫ్ అదర్ గూడ్స్ హియర్. Further production of other goods is called it as what we can take the example: machines, tools, transport equipment. టూల్స్ అంటే యంత్రాలు కావచ్చు, ప్లాంట్స్ కావచ్చు, టూల్స్ కావచ్చు, ఈ పనిముట్లు ఇవన్నిటిని కూడా వేరొక వస్తువు తయారు చేయడానికి కదా మనం వాడుతున్నాం, అవునా కదా? సో హియర్ printing machine can be used for print the paper, isn't it? So like that here. So we are going to be producing the another good as what here? Paper. We are using as a printing machine. So like that here. So here that's what we are calling machines, tools, transport equipment, electricity, etc. we are going to be using as in the form of capital goods here. So here which are used for the further production of the goods here. Further production of goods, whatever we are using. So we are going to be using the capital goods here. So saving and investments are essential for the capital formation. Our saving and our investment. మనము కూడబెట్టుకున్న డబ్బు, మనం పెట్టుబడిగా పెట్టే డబ్బు ఏదైతే ఉందో వాటిని క్యాపిటల్ ఫార్మేషన్కి మనం ఎక్కువగా వాడతాం. అర్థమవుతుందా? వాట్ ఎవర్ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు బి సేవింగ్ ఐదర్ ఇన్ ద ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ అండ్ బ్యాంక్స్ ఆర్ ద ఎనీ అదర్ ఫైనాన్షియల్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్స్ ఆర్ ఇన్ ద ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ gold, whatever it may be, whatever we are going to be keeping in the form of an investment. So this can be treated in the form of and what here? Capital formation. Capital formation. So that is nothing but the capital formation. So then the next fourth factor of production what we have discussed, first is the land, second is the labor, third one is the capital here, and the fourth factor of production what we have discussed, organization. Fourth factor of production is nothing but what here? Organization. Organization is also called it as an enterprise. Fourth factor of production is what here? Organization. Factor of production is what here? Organization. The fourth factor of production is called it as an organization, which will be denoted with the capital O. Which will be denoted with what here? Capital O. So organization will be denoted with the capital letter of capital O. So organization is also called it as an what here? Enterprise. Organization is also called it as an enterprise. Organization is also called it as an what here? Enterprise. Organization will be denoted with the capital O. Organization is also called it as an enterprise. Organization is also called it as an what here? Enterprise here. So let us know what is actually the organization here. So organization is required to organize or manage. Organization is required to organize or manage all the production activities. All the other production activities is there, no? Land, labor, capital, all these there, no? So to organize means bring together all these things, or to manage all these particular other factors of production. We need it to find that the one of the factor of production is called it as an organization. Organization is also called it as an enterprise here. ఒక సంస్థ అనేది ఉండాలి కదా వీటన్నిటిని కూడా చేయడానికి, అవునా? వీటన్నిటిని కూడా మేనేజ్ చేయడానికి కానీ కంట్రోల్ చేయడానికి కానీ ఒక సంస్థ అనేది కావాలి. దాన్ని ఏమంటున్నాం ఇక్కడ? ఆర్గనైజేషన్ ఆర్ ద ఎంటర్ప్రైజ్ అని అంటున్నాము. ఆ సంస్థను ఏమంటున్నాము? ఆర్గనైజేషన్ ఆర్ ద ఎంటర్ప్రైజ్ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు కాల్. సో ఆర్గనైజేషన్ ఈజ్ రిక్వైర్డ్ టు ఆర్గనైజ్ ఆర్ మేనేజ్ Organize or manage all the production activities. All the production activities is called it as a what here? Organization of the enterprise here. So here to organize these, one person is needed, no? Organizer. One person is needed to organize these things. All the ఇవన్నీ చేయడానికి ఏం కావాలి? ఒక వ్యక్తి అనేవాడు కావాలి. So he is called it as in what here? Organizer. 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 So the person will be needed to manage all these particular activities. That person is called it as in what here? Organizer. That person is called it as in what here? Organizer here. So organizer is the person who will see the organization. See means what here? Take care of all these particular organizational activities. The person who is going to be taking care of all these particular organizational activities is called it as a what here? Organizer. Organizer here. So there must be some factors to mobilize the other factors. There must be some of the factors to mobilize the other factors of production here. To combine them in the right proportion. To combining all these particular factors of production in the right proportion means the required level. They should have to combine all these particular factors of production to use the right technology. To use with that, what we should have to do? All the combination of all those particular required level of factors of production. He must need to use some of the technology. He must need to use some of the technology to produce maximum output. To produce the maximum output, at least cost and bear the risk involved. At least cost means what here? The production cost here. Production of these things, whatever the expenditure which is incurred, that is called it as a production cost. That is called it as a what here? Production cost here. And he must need to bear the risk, no? To combine all these things and at a required proportion, he has to manage everything here. No? Does all the risk is going to be involved or not here? In it here. So here this factor is known as what here? Organizer. That factor is known as what here? Organizer. So he has also been called it as an entrepreneur here. He has also been called it as an what here? Entrepreneur here. So an entrepreneur has to initiate an entrepreneur has to initiate the business means what here? To start the business has to bear the risk. He must need to bear the risk and of profits he should have to gain or the loss here. He must need to bear the risk to earn the profits or in the form of losses. అంటే ఏంటి? ఏ రిస్క్ అయితే అతను బేర్ చేస్తున్నాడో దానికి ప్రాఫిట్స్ అయినా రావచ్చు, లాసెస్ అయినా రావచ్చు. The business which he had been started, in that he may get the profits, he may run through the profits or he may run through the losses here. So but the risk which he is going to be involved, either he may be getting in the form of profits. He had been run smoothly, he is going to be earning the profits. If it is not run smoothly, he is going to be arising the losses here. అంటే బిజినెస్ ప్రాపర్గా చేయకపోతే ఏమవుతుంది? లాస్ వస్తుంది. పర్ఫెక్ట్గా చేస్తే ఏమవుతుంది? ప్రాఫిట్స్ అనేవి వస్తాయి అన్నమాట. సో దట్స్ వాట్ వీఆర్ కాలింగ్. అన్ ఎంటర్ప్రెన్యూర్ హ్యాస్ టు ఇనిషియేట్ the business and has to bear the risk. He must need to bear the risk of profits or loss and uncertainty. Profit రావచ్చు, లాస్ రావచ్చు. అన్సర్టనిటీ అనుకోండి సంఘటన వల్ల అక్కడ ప్రాఫిట్స్ రావచ్చు, లాస్ రావచ్చు. అలాంటి రిస్క్ ఎవరు బేర్ చేస్తున్నారు? అండ్ ఎంటర్ప్రెన్యూర్ ఆర్ ద ఆర్గనైజర్ హియర్. సో అకార్డింగ్ టు ద Schumpeter is an economist. According to the Schumpeter, so the true function of an entrepreneur is to introduce the innovations. కొత్తవి సృష్టించడమే అతడి పని. అర్థమైందా? ఆర్గనైజర్ ఎంటర్ప్రెన్యూర్ పని ఏంటి? కొత్తవి సృష్టించడమే అతడి పని అన్నమాట. సో the innovating ability is going to be having the greater is the innovating ability. కొత్తవి సృష్టించడంలో అతనికి చాలా ఎబిలిటీ అంటే ఉంది. అంటే ఏమంటాము? the greater the technological progress, if he is able to use the greater the technological progress and greater will be the production for the low cost here. Production will be increase here. The cost of production is going to be lower. అతని ఆలోచన శక్తి ఎక్కువ ఉంది. ప్రొడక్షన్ లెవెల్స్ ఇంక్రీజ్ చేస్తే ఏమైపోతుంది? ఆటోమేటిక్గా ఖర్చు అనేది తగ్గుతుంది. Have you got it understood? So the production cost is going to be reduced with this particular efficiency level. The greater the production is going to be increasing. That is nothing but the organizer or the entrepreneur here. And last one, this is also, we are now at present modern days we are going to be using the technology. Previously with the human efforts only we are going to be doing. So now we are going to be with the human efforts, we are also going to be using the technology here. That is also one of the factor of production we are using technology. This is the fifth factor of production. This can be used as in the form of a fifth factor of production. Technology. Technology is called it as and denoted with the capital T here. Technology is denoted with the capital T here. Capital technology is denoted with the capital T here. So with the use of the human efforts, we also use to the other factor of production of technology here. So technology, expenditure on research and development. Technology in the sense what here? Expenditure on research and development. We are going to be making the research for the new innovations, new initiations. కొత్త కొత్తవి సృష్టించడం, కొత్తవి కనిపెట్టడము, ఉన్న వాటిలో లోపాలు ఇట్లాంటివన్నీ కనిపెట్టడం. రీసెర్చ్ అండ్ డెవలప్మెంట్ ప్రమోట్స్ ద టెక్నాలజికల్ డెవలప్మెంట్, అడ్వాన్స్మెంట్ we are going to be creating here. So technological advancement in production process. Technological advancement in production process is not only improves the production methods, skills of labor, and the laborers and entrepreneur, but also it helps in the optimum utilization of the capital in business. Optimum means what here? Without the wastage, better utilization of the capital can be also done through using of this particular technology. These are the different number of factors of production we had here. So let us discuss the next one is a production function. What is actually the production function? The next one is what here? Production function. So what is actually the production function here? So it concerned with the how the various inputs are combined. Production function is going to be concerned to the how the various inputs are combined in order to produce some amount of product by the producer. Is called it as a what here? Production function. It shows the production function shows of what here? It shows the transformation of inputs into the outputs at a particular period of time. Is known as what here? Production function. Function means what here? The transformation of inputs into the outputs. The transformation of inputs into the outputs at a particular time period. Is known as what here? Production function. So what we are saying? Transformation of inputs into outputs. Transformation of inputs into outputs at a particular time period. Transformation of inputs into the output of a particular time period is known as what here? Production function. Production function means what here? Transformation of inputs into outputs at a particular period of time. Is known as what here? Production function. Here. So it represents what actually it is going to be representing. It represents the physical relationship between the inputs and the outputs here. It represents the physical relationship between. It represents the physical relationship between the inputs and outputs. It represents the physical relationship between inputs and outputs. It represents the physical relationship between the inputs and output. Physical అంటే ఎంత క్వాంటిటీ ఇన్పుట్స్ తీసుకుంటే ఎంత క్వాంటిటీ ఆఫ్ అవుట్పుట్ ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేస్తున్నాము, అర్థమవుతుందా? ఎంత క్వాంటిటీ ఆఫ్ ఇన్పుట్స్ని మనం తీసుకుంటే ఎంత క్వాంటిటీ ఆఫ్ అవుట్పుట్ మనం ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేస్తున్నాం. సపోజ్ టేక్ ద ఎగ్జాంపుల్, సపోజ్ 1 kg ఆఫ్ రైస్ యూ హ్యావ్ బిన్ టేకెన్. సో హౌ మచ్ రైస్ యూ హ్యావ్ బిన్ కుక్డ్, isn't it or not? How much rice you have been cooked. So how much vegetables you have been taken, how much vegetables you have been cooked here. Suppose take the example, bendi means ladies finger. బెండకాయ తెలుసు కదా, బెండకాయ హాఫ్ కేజీ బెండకాయ ఫ్రై చేస్తే ఎంత అవుతుంది, అది ఒక్కరు తినే అంత క్వాంటిటీ అవుతుంది. హ్యావ్ యూ గాట్ ఇట్ అండర్స్టూడ్ నౌ? సో ద లేడీస్ ఫింగర్ if you are going to be fried, so half kg of lady's finger if you have been taken, once you have been fried of that, so fried the lady's finger curry, so what will be happen here, it will be useful for only one person eatable. అవునా, ఒక వ్యక్తి తినేంతగానే ప్రిపేర్ అవుతుంది. అంటే మనం ఎంత ఇన్పుట్ని వాడుతున్నామో ఎంత అవుట్పుట్. సపోజ్ టేక్ ద ఎగ్జాంపుల్, పిండి కొద్ది రొట్టె అని అంటారు. అవునా, పిండి కొద్ది రొట్టె అంటే నువ్వు ఎంత పిండి పెడితే చపాతీ ఇంతే అవుతుంది. పిండి ముద్ద ఎక్కువ తీసుకుంటే ఏమవుతుంది, పెద్ద చపాతీ అనేది వస్తుంది. హ్యావ్ యూ గాట్ ఇట్ అండర్స్టూడ్? హౌ మచ్ క్వాంటిటీ ఆఫ్ ద that the atta you have been taken, that much the chapati you are getting here. So here, so how much input you have been taken, that much more the output level is going to be increasing here. So it will be dependent here. So that's what it will be showing, physical relationship between the inputs and the outputs here. Physical relationship between the inputs and outputs it is going to show. Output takes the form of goods and services. Output in the sense what here? It is in the form of an goods and services here. Output in the sense what here? It is in the form of an goods and services. Final goods and services. Output అంటే ఏంటి? Final goods and services మనకి అందుబాటులోకి వస్తాయి అని. So output takes the form of an goods and services, finished goods and services, and inputs are different of factors of production here. Inputs is nothing but what here? Here what we are using, that the different types of factors of production we are using. Inputs in the sense different types of factors of production. How much quantity we are using, based on that how much output means the finished products of goods and services, how much we are going to be producing here. So the inputs include of what here? Land, the factors of production, different that means different factors of production we are using as in the form of an inputs we are saying. Those are what here? Land, labor, capital, enterprise we are going to be using here. Land, labor, capital and organization. Organization is also called it as an enterprise, I said here. Land, labor, capital and organization. So here that in the other words of J.G. Stigler, in the other words of J.G. Stigler, J and G Stigler. In other words of the J.G. Stigler, he is one of the economists. In the other words of J.G. Stigler, the production function is the name given to the production function is the name given to the relationship between rates of inputs of productive services and the rate of output of product here, and the rate of output of the product is known as what here? Production function. J.G. Stigler, what he have been defined actually here. So the production function is the name given, the production function is the name given to the relationship between, the production function is the name given to the relationship between రెండుటి మధ్యలో అవినాభావ సంబంధము. Relationship in the sense what here? Sambandham. So here relationship between the rates of inputs of productive services, rates of inputs in the form of an productive services, and the rate of output of product here, that is nothing but the production function. The production function can be expressed mathematically as follows. Production function can be mathematically expressed as follows. Production function can be mathematically expressed as follows here. So how we are going to be writing the production function here? Q of x is equals to f in the sense what here? Functional relationship. Q of x is equals to f of factors of production It shows the quantity of output is equals to functional relationship with the other factors of production. Land, capital N for land, capital L for labor, capital L for labor, capital K for capital K for capital, and O for organization, capital O for organization, capital T for technology, capital T for technology. So here what we are going to be saying, Q of X is equals to F of N comma L comma K comma O comma T. So N shows of land, L shows of labor, K shows of capital, O shows of organization, T shows of what here? Technology. Technology. So here what it will be, production function shows the relationship between the output produced. So functional relationship between the inputs. These are the different number of inputs as the different number of factors of production. How much it is going to be using to produce the quantity of output here. Output produced here. So here where Q of X is quantity of output, where Q of X is what here? Quantity of output. Quantity of output. Q of X shows the quantity of output. F shows the functional relationship. F shows the functional relationship. Q of X shows the quantity of output. F shows the functional relationship. And here that the N shows amount of land. Capital N shows amount of land. Capital N shows of what here? Amount of land. And L shows amount of labor. Capital L shows amount of labor. Amount of capital L shows of amount of labor. K shows the amount of capital. Capital K shows amount of capital. Amount of capital. And capital O shows that the organization. Capital O shows the organization. Capital T shows, and that the capital T shows the state of technology. State of technology. So which technology you are using? Modernized technology or the traditional technology you are going to be using here. So here that the mainly here Q is a dependent variable, and it is determined by the quantity of inputs used, whereas so Q of X is a dependent variable. Q of X shows up what here? It is a dependent variable on what here? The different number of input variables. The different number of inputs. So these all will be the independent variables. Q of X is the dependent variable here. Q of X is a dependent variable. On what it is going to be depending? On functional relationship of all these things. The Q of X is going to be dependent. So these all will be called it as a what here? N, L, K, O, T will be called it as a independent variables here. Independent variables here. So here that the determine the quantity of inputs used. So whereas that the land, labor, capital, and organization, and also the technology, etc. Independent variables here. So if a given quantity of output is produced by the minimum quantities, if a given quantity of output is produced with a minimum quantities of various inputs, minimum quantities of various inputs, ఇవన్నీ కూడా inputs అన్నమాట. So inputs. Therefore, the production function of a form can be studied. The production function of a form can be studied the context of the short period and in the long period here. Production function can be studied in the short period and also the long period. Short period means within 1 year of period. Long period is more than 5 years period can be considered as long period here. So here that the short period or the short period is also called it as a short run period of time which we cannot change all inputs. In a short period, what? So if we want to change all these inputs, it is impossible here. One or two we can change, but we cannot change all the inputs in the short period. But in the long run, we can change all these particular inputs because of we had a lot of time here, more than 5 years of period of time we had here. So in that we can make all the changes. Some of the inputs also we can change, or all of the inputs also we can change here. But in the short period, within 1 year, we cannot change all these particular inputs. Any one or two only we can bring the change, but we cannot bring all the changes in the form here. So this is nothing but the production function here.